Well,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Do you want to move that mic closer? Or?
Oh yeah, I'm moving it. So it's okay.
Yeah, it sure looks natural in here.
That's good to see you.
Yeah. Yes.
I was in here when you was a little boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we used to sit around here.
Is that brother of yours going to ever come back to the United States?
I don't know.
He likes it over there, does he?
Yeah. Yeah.
What y'all want me to do? I can't dance.
Oh yeah. No, we just wanted to talk to you.
Okay. I'm sure I can talk better than I could just. I had to go with what you call it, to the doctor yesterday. Tony.
Yeah.
He's got to have surgery next week, I think. Take a stone out, kidney stone out of his bladder or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had like 7 of those, haven't you?
Oh, I've had a bunch of kidney stones. I've had them took out and I had them crushed 7 times. But see, the first ones I had, they didn't have the crushing deal. But after they came up with that, that's good. You just go up there and, of course, they put you to sleep, and every time they crushed mine, they said, boy, we have to hit you 2,000 times every time.
Huh.
And I don't know how they do it. I think there's water under me. I don't know how they do it. But sure, you can do that and you don't hurt after you get through. Don't know your dad done anything.
That's pretty good. I didn't know they had that.
Oh yeah, they've had that for quite a while now.
That's pretty good.
But where his is at, I don't just can.
Oh yeah.
It's in his bladder or something.
So you can do that.
Yeah.
But they do that with lasers or something?
Sorry?
They do it with lasers or something like that?
No,
Ultrasonic.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know how they do it.
Speaking of ultrasonic, you remember Captain Kirk?
Yeah.
He just went to space for real.
Yeah, I've seen
They
that.
sent him up there.
Yeah,
William Shatner.
I thought I'd like to do that once. Wouldn't you?
He's about your age, I think.
He's 90. If I live to December 21st, I'll be 90.
That's great.
Would you take the opportunity to go to space?
Shoot, yeah, I'd go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Might be the only time I get close to heaven.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, would you?
I'd probably be, if it really came down to it, I'd probably not want to do it.
Would you, Tim? Would you like to do that?
Yeah, I'd do that.
If it was safe as like a plane, if it was safe as just flying somewhere.
Yeah, I might do it. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah. See, a lot of people are going up these days.
It'd be interesting. It would be interesting I think. But I wouldn't want to go out of space, stay a month.
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. Floating around up there.
Yeah, nah. I wouldn't want to do that.
Well, you've been in La Forge like 60 years? You can't
Yeah,
remember
about
how long
that.
you've been
About time now. Just about.
You've seen the town change like so many different ways over the years.
Well, a lot of things has changed. I can't remember all of them. It's been changed so much. What do you want me to tell you?
Where were you at before La Forest?
Do what?
Where were you before La Forest?
Colorado.
Colorado, that's right. That's right.
I was married to June then, and her mother and dad lived here. She wanted to come back because of them. That's why we came to Leafmore's.
Wow.
And I went to work in the grocery store.
Right. So you met her in Colorado?
No, she was my high school sweetheart.
Okay.
but she lived in a different town. She lived in Headley and I lived in Memphis. I just met her somehow. We didn't have a car, so I rode the Greyhound bus to see her, you know. Cost a quarter to go from Memphis to Headley. And I'd get ready to come home. Well, the Greyhound bus came by on the highway about, I think it'd be there about midnight, come through there about midnight. So I'd go over and sit with the night watchman. He had a night watchman, kind of a, I don't know, he done it all. And I'd visit with him till time. I'd walk over on the highway and I'd flag that Greyhound bus down. Isn't that silly? But they let me off though pretty close to where I live. And I'd just go home. Finally we got a car. Yeah, I remember them days.
After high school, you guys got a car? After high school, you guys got a car?
It was during high school.
In high school.
But it's 12 miles from Memphis to Headley. I can't remember exactly how we ever met. I'm not sure. It's been so long ago.
And then you guys moved out to Colorado after that?
No. Let's see. When did we move to Colorado? No. We moved to Lubbock. We went from Lubbock to Colorado.
What was in Lubbock? A job?
Huh?
What was in Lubbock?
I worked at the oil mill where my dad and my brother did. But the only reason we had to leave was June had asthma really bad. Really bad, all the time.
Asthma?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the doctor said, get out of Lubbock, too much cotton.
Oh, yeah.
Take her to Colorado somewhere. That's why we went. Gail was just a little girl, barely, maybe 2 years old when we left to go to Colorado. So that's what we did.
And you used to pick cotton. I remember you talking about how you picked cotton.
Oh yeah,
when you were a little kid.
I raised up in Cottonfield. Yeah, I picked cotton.
And where was that?
Memphis. Yeah, see, when we left Headley, not Headley, Claude. Well, I was 8 years old. Winford was born when we lived in Claude, my brother. So we moved to Memphis, 12 miles out in the country. And let's see, no, I was just 7 years old when we moved down to something. Anyway, we moved out there and yeah, because I couldn't start school until I was 7.
Oh, yeah.
I started school in Claude, but when I moved out there, boy, I had to start in a little two-room schoolhouse. It went, I don't remember now, but yeah, we raised cotton. My mom and my dad, well, my brother helped pick cotton until he went to World War II. And then my dad and my mom, we'd pull for herself, you know. My sister never worked in the field. She took care of the house.
Right.
So we was them.
I heard that those cotton sacks were really long.
Well, I started out with one that wasn't very long, but see, I pulled cotton up till I was, even after I got married, I pulled cotton. And I had a 12-foot cotton sack. And I cut the bottom out, and I got a green bowl of thing and tied it up. I'd get 120 pounds in it one time. And you got to weigh it, and then throw it up on the wagon and empty it. Throw it across your shoulder and empty it. It's a lot easier to shake cotton out of both ends than it is of one. See? Take them to that back end and shake it out both ends. I've done that many times. Yeah, my brother, my dad, and us three used to pull a bale a day. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing them. I remember dinner time come, sit down in the shade of the wagon, eat vine sausage and pork and beans and crackers. That's what we done. Yep. We'd pull cotton till Dad would weigh the last bit by the flashlight. Well, we'd come home, have to tend to the animals. Sister'd have supper ready. I remember them days. Had lots of fun too. I'm glad I was raised up like I was, 'cause I learned how to work. And I like to work. I did like to work. I'd still like to be able to work like I used to. Of course I can't. My balance is bad now. That's the main thing. But anyway, that's what happened. But, of course now, let's see, when June and I got married, of course I was just young. And, man, I have to stop and think from this and this and this, because that's a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, I forget stuff.
But,
Oh.
let's see, when, I can't remember the times exactly. It's when we first got married. That's when I first got married. Well, before I got married, when we moved to town, out from the country, I went to work at this grocery store where we used to buy groceries. See, when we lived out in the country, we just come to town on Saturday night, Saturday evening, and Dad would give me a quarter and I'd go to the show while him and Mom go buy groceries and Ruth. And I could get in the show, buy popcorn and a Coke for a quarter, all for a quarter. All that for a quarter.
Yeah.
And they would just sit, Memphis is built in a square, and they'd see friends, they'd talk to friends. But he had to be back home to listen at the Grand Ole Opry at 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. We didn't have electricity, but we had a deal on a pole up there, that would make radio, run the radio. You know what, I was 17 years old before I moved into a house that had electricity and an indoor bathroom.
Right.
I was. Even moved to town. When I moved to town, we didn't have an indoor bathroom. Except just before I got married, we did get to move in this one house, and it had an indoor bathroom, had electricity, and we thought we went to heaven. Man, I tell you, that's a switch. I tell you, yeah. We take a bath, we had a number 3 wash tub, and Mom filled it over with water, and we'd all take a bath in the same water.
Yeah.
Crazy, wasn't it?
Did you draw straws for who was going to be the last person?
Couldn't buy straws. We grew up poor.
Yeah.
I tell you, we did, but we enjoyed it. I'll tell you, I'm so happy. I am so happy, and I thank the Lord a million times that I had a good mom and daddy. I did. They didn't ever go to school. My dad could not read or write. The only thing he could do is sign his name to his checks. And my mom could. She read. She could read. But anyway, that's the way I grew up.
So when you did move to La Force, what was it like?
La Force
When you first moved to
was a busy little town. We had a lots of business places in La Force. We had about 300 kids in school.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a busy little town. Wasn't too little. We had a lot of business places. Shoot, yeah. Like I studied in Tim, I told you know where the credit union is? Well, there was a station there, and where the stores at was the station there, and across the street there was a station there, service station. And on east of that station was a cafe and something else, I'm not sure now. John Carpenter owned that restaurant, and he was a character. And I was working at the store. The store was south across the station and a malt shop and a barber shop and the store. And that's why I had a job at that store when I came to Colorado. And old John Carpenter would come over to buy groceries for his cafe. Every time he'd go to pay for him, now this is honest truth, he'd hand me a $1,000 bill. Just laugh. I said, John, you know I can't cash that. He said, I know it. He said, I got some more of them. Brother, bring me one. I had a lot of fun with him. Nice guy. If he's in there eating, and if you sit at the table and needed a biscuit, John, I need a biscuit, he'd throw it out there to you. He would. That's weird. Things were fun back then. Of course, we had, from where the credit union is now it was a pool hall one time, a pool hall, when it was bald, and then it was a show, a movie place. Let me see, whatever. And then there was 2 beer joints from there, west of there, and the post office, and then the station. And let me see. And over where the fire department is, there was a warehouse, not a lumberyard. The lumberyards are where it was at. And it had a hardware. And the road on the north side of it going west and, west and, there's a side road. Anyway, there's a long apartment building. Buildings had, I don't know, probably 10 apartments in it. And then on the south side of it was a hardware store.
And you said there was a lumber mill too, or not a mill, but a lumber yard, right?
Sorry?
You said there was a lumber yard?
Yeah, the lumber yard is, yeah. It was over there. Where, what you call it, you know where the station is on the corner. It was north of that station. Where, what you call it, what's his name? One that guy where he lived back, got the vacant lot in front of him.
Oh, yeah.
You know where if you're going like down here and go to the corner at the station and turn going towards town, the next block up there where the vacant lot, but he lives back in the back of it. Got all them little houses, cars, you know where it is.
I think I know where you're talking about. I don't know if I know who lives there.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, that's where the lumberyard was.
Wow.
And over there where that oil company is, it's got all the pipes and everything, was a drugstore. A nice drugstore. And he sold liquor out the back door. Yeah, he did, but you go in there and get all kinds of soda pop stuff. Nice drugstore. But then we still had that malt shop, and let's see, what else? We had, and over on the south side over there of the ballpark, we had a grocery store and a boarding house and a pool hall. Had a pool hall on the bottom and a boarding hall on top of it. But we had a grocery store over there too. And you could go over and pay for your gas. Seemed like that little building, you go over and pay for your gas bill. You know, it's not like it is now. You could go pay for your gas and utilities were a lot different.
Right.
Of course, where you pay your light bill now and everything was, of course, the building was there then. Tornado tore it up. They rebuilt it, but we used to square dance in that building. There was 4 couples of us, and we go in there. We'd have square dance. We had a lot of fun square dancing back in them days. That's good, clean fun.
Yeah. Was that with the band playing?
Huh?
You have a band playing, or did you have?
No, it's just like it is now. It was just rebuilt. The tornado tore it up, so they had to rebuild it. But we were just in the room, you know, where you go.
Did you just play it on the radio?
No, we had a caller. We had a guy called it.
Oh yeah.
Do you know Maudie Alexander? Well, her husband then was a caller, but he played the guitar, but he died for some reason. But she married this other guy, and he was a caller. See, so we had callers. Yeah. Had a lot of fun doing them. There was 4, 5 something couples of us. We had a lot of fun. We all had uniforms, you know, dressed like, you know, all that. Had a lot of fun doing them. Of course, the tornado tore the one up that was there. They had to rebuild it with that one there. So that was a long time ago.
So was some of that stuff had disappeared by the time the tornado got here, or was there?
No, it was all here till the tornado came.
And that's early 70s? Was 74 or?
76,
76. Yeah.
I believe.
And then that just tore everything out.
Yeah.
Would you say that was kind of the decline of the town?
Yeah.
When a lot of businesses left and...
Well, you know, I tell you what, they voted it dry. Well, 2 things. They voted it dry, and then the oil company out west of town here, just a little ways. No, one of them was that oil company. They had about 10 employees and they had houses for them. They lived on a lease. So one day they said, we're going to have to let you quit living out here. And I don't know why I didn't have it. Anyway, they said you can have your house and you move it where you want to. But a lot of people left. That's when the lease first started going down.
Was that when my dad left the hill and we're in Bowers City?
Let me see. No. I got to think. Your dad, that was before your dad was...
Yeah, that was quite a bit before. Huh?
Yeah, that was before y'all, he was married. Yeah, I believe, yeah. Yeah, that was...
Yeah, I think he moved here when he was like 8.
Yeah, he was, he was
Was
young.
it called Hopkins?
He was still young.
So that was that was a lease, basically, over in Hopkins?
No, this wasn't in Hopkins where this was at. This was, where he lived?
Yeah, where my dad was.
Oh, where he lived was out, this was a long time before that.
Yeah.
When he lived out there, well, I lived out there. I lived out in Bauer City on the highway up there, and he lived in a camp, what you call a camp, several houses, well, they's back down this way. On the same road before you get to Bauer City, that's where they lived. But I lived up on the highway. There was little service stations across the street. But anyway, this was a long time before that. And anyway, So anyway, let me see. After they voted it dry, I'm trying to remember now just what happened. Those buildings got tore down or something. Can't remember for sure now. That's been a long time. Anyway, shoot.
Can I get you a cup of coffee or anything, by the way?
No, I've done had enough coffee.
Yeah? You know, water or something?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Let's see.
Change it up. Yeah, something.
Well, I don't have to change anything.
Okay.
I
Well,
wish my voice a little better, but
no, it's fine.
Oh, no, you sound great.
Tell us a little bit about the tornado.
well, I was pushing the crew that time, roustabout. We were down at down east at let's see, where was some little town. It used to be a town. We was about 10 miles down there working, and it was foggy all that day. And we got home. It was foggy coming home. Weeds was about that high, trying to lay flow line. You start trying to screw a pipe around, the weeds catch them, and you couldn't screw that pipe at all. That weeds hold. So we had to cut the weeds out of the way. So anyway, when we got home, it was raining. It started raining a little bit, and it was raining. Let's see now, OC he was still in school, I reckon. Anyway, yeah, he was the only kid we had there. He was in his room, but it happened, and then we could hear it coming, and we had a camping trailer out the west side of our house. Anyway, it was that way all the way that day, all the way home, and I told Helen, I said, we better get up, 'cause you could hear it coming. And we got up, I woke OC up, get up. And we walked out of our bedroom, went in the hall, and it was lightning. And I looked out, our camera trailer was all messed up, sitting in the backyard. And Sue and James lived in a mobile home on the other side of the house that's there now. East of it. Well, they never found none of it. But Sue came running over there and had her foot cut. Helen said, "Where's James?" Said, "He's in the dryer." Well, there was just Sue born. Sue. Yeah, and she was just young.
Teresa.
Yeah, Teresa, she was just young. And Sue had her foot cut, and so I had that 68 Chevrolet pickup I got now, brand new. And so I drove it downtown, and you couldn't get no farther in front. Oh yeah, across from like where the store is now. See, on the other side it was a station, a grocery store, and a drugstore, another drugstore. Well, I couldn't park my pickup no farther than that, so I walked down south where the building, the Lee Ford's building is, that big building down there I work out of. And then back then, that whole big area had mobile homes people lived in. Well, it was raining, and I found this little girl. Oh, probably, I can't remember. She was probably 4 years old, 5. Had half of her head cut off, laying in the middle of the road. And let's see, Mr. What's it called? He lived in the house. Floyd came up. I said, "Can you go get me a quilt?" So he did, and I wrapped her up and carried her up in front of the drugstore and laid her in the back of that 68 pickup. And the ambulance come by, and I waved them on. See? And so finally they came back by and, picked up the little girl. But all those mobile homes was just demolished. There was probably 4 of them over there. 4 of them.
So after my mom came running up to you and you saw her,
Oh yeah,
her
when
foot
she
cut,
came up,
yeah.
yeah,
What did you do right after that?
the ambulance came and picked her up, picked up her and there's some more, few of them that got scratchy or hurt. They took her to hospitals.
And when did y'all find Dad and
We
Tristan?
went over there. And I can't remember exactly now, but I can't remember if it was in the washer or I can't remember.
I heard that it was a window frame.
Yeah.
And Dad said that he just woke up. He was like out of it. He
It
woke
could
up,
have been.
And he said he felt something tickling his feet, and it was my sister, and the picture frame was around her.
Yeah, it could have been
window
them.
frame.
Could have been that, something like that.
Something was holding all the debris off
Yeah,
of her, though.
could have been them. I can't remember all of that stuff. Anyway, there wasn't nobody killed except that little girl.
Yeah.
There was several hurt.
So after the ambulance picked her up, what were you thinking? Like when you got in the car, you were just trying to help out wherever you could?
Yeah, I
You
just
drive
laid
to
in the
town.
back. Yeah.
And you were saying there was so much debris you couldn't
Yeah.
even make it.
Yeah, I
down
couldn't
to
drive
the
down there. No, I couldn't get that as far as I could drive. Lucky to get there.
Wow.
But that's the way it came. It came from what you call, that is south. It came from the north, south, whatever you call it. It came from that direction and it lifted up the highway over at that curve right over there. It lifted it up that high, pretty high. And it came right through that section of leaf boards. That's where it came.
It just went right through the whole town.
Yeah,
To
and
the other end.
that old barn behind my house, it just kind of moved it a little. And so I got, let's see, what did Bobby bring it back over there and we pushed it back up, straightened it up. But it didn't get my house. It didn't get the house next door, but it got Sue and James' trailer house, mobile home. And they never just found none of it. They found a frame across the road or something, I think. It's a wonder it hadn't killed all of them. I remember Sue saying it just exploded. You could just see. The reason I served the second term, Gene G was mayor. He just got to be mayor. Of course, I was on city council probably 20 years. And
Right.
I was on city council then. That was after I was mayor. Gene G was mayor. And he was fixing to go somewhere and be a superintendent, school superintendent. So he just started being a mayor, and nobody wanted to be a mayor, so they all voted for me to be mayor again. That's how come he have 2 terms. And that's what happened. You know? Crazy. But anyway.
Did you ever tell me, was it you that had a story about a bird that you shot when you were a little kid?
Oh, yeah, you know I never had a toy. And my mom and dad couldn't afford it. And just like Caden, he thinks he ought to have toys all the time. He's probably got 200 of them things. Anyway, when I was a kid, I never had a toy. My dad, all we had for Christmas, he always bought a case of oranges and a case of apples and that Christmas candy. And they came in, that oranges and apples came in wooden crates. And that's what we had. So that's fine. I didn't care. I didn't want a toy. I didn't beg for a toy. I had an alcohol bottle I pushed in the sand from my car. I did. That's what I played with. But that year, when we lived in the country, out south of Memphis, he I got a BB gun for that Christmas. And I went rabbit hunting. Snow was that deep. And you see where the rabbit tracks were. I thought I had it made. Man, I was uptown. I had a BB gun. But, I didn't. My mom and daddy was good, religious people. I did what I was told, but they never told me. I mean, they don't say, son, do this, son, do that. That wasn't the way we grew up. No, we automatically done what we were supposed to do. See? I grew up happy. Didn't have nothing, but grew up happy anyway. That's all I knew. And when we moved to town, well, anyway, I went rabbit hunting. And I found this rabbit under a bush, a little rabbit bush. And I started to shoot it, but it jumped up and run off, or it did. So I didn't get to shoot right now. Thank the Lord, I was so happy I didn't. Because I'm not the type of person that kills things. But when we moved, well, anyway, after so long a time, well, let's see, yeah, we moved about the time I had to go to school in town. And, let's see, yeah, I lived on 6th Street. You leave town, we lived in 4 blocks in town. Mama still we took baths in the number 3 wash tub. Still had to use outdoor toilet, didn't have a bathroom. It was just still in town, Didn't help much moving to town, but anyway, what I'm trying to say, I had my BB gun, and I was out in the alley shooting birds, I shot this one bird, and it was a mockingbird, and golly bum, I was so sad. I cried because I shot that bird. I've always been tender-hearted. Anyway, I don't know why I did, but I went in the house, told Mom I need to bury a little bird, and she got me a matchbox. She poured what match out, just a matchbox. I put that little bird and I buried it. I never killed nothing alive, ever again. Never have, never will. Unless there's bugs or snakes or something. I don't even kill snakes anymore. I think everything has a right to live same as I do, except cockroaches. And I have cockroaches, but it's not, I didn't have till Teddy and Monta started bringing their clothes over. They got some, but everybody Gary next door, that guy, he got everything. He's got scorpions. He's got all kinds of stuff. That guy, man, and he is sprayed. But before he lived there, they had scorpions in that house. Now, I have seen 3 scorpions in my house, and I've been there that many years.
Only 3?
That's crazy because you are in a sandy area there, too.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought.
Yeah,
I think I've seen 3 this month in here.
One time, and this has been quite a while ago. Yeah, I think Helen was still home, but she was still sick, But I was sitting in my chair and I seen this not scorpion, but centipede about that long, just run across the floor, ran so fast it went over behind my stereo, and I just let it go because I couldn't move all that stuff. I never seen the sound. Never did see it no more. See? It was fast. I couldn't catch it.
If you cut it in half, then it just multiplies.
No, I just let it go. And I never have had very much stuff like that in our house.
That's lucky around here.
Yeah. But poor Gary does, let me tell you, that guy is eat up with bugs and stuff, centipedes and scorpions, and he sprays it too. He needs to spray on that house pretty often, I think, maybe.
Right.
I don't know. But he's always dropping about some little bugs flying around or something. Well, anyway, been there a long time. Well, you know, when I quit working or retired or whatever, you know, Helen, she still worked at school. We had to see. Yeah, she still worked at the school when we had that shop built.
Oh, yeah.
But she retired right after that.
Yeah, then y'all spent all your time in the shop, both of you.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time out
20
there.
years out there.
Long time. You know, we make a lot of stuff. We made a lot of stuff out of that shop. We really did. And we'd take what we made to town on Saturday, and that was the mall, but it was the one that the church is in now. You know, they made a church in that old mall. So anyway, we set up in the mall, and those other people set up stuff they had. And we sell everything we had. We sell $1,100 worth. Be set up by 10 o'clock and be through by 3 or 4 o'clock. You sell the heck out of that stuff, you know. We sold a lot of stuff. And I guarantee you, Helen make stuff just as good as better than I could. Her dad was a whiz. He can make anything. That guy was really sharp.
We still have some of them that she made these decorative violins.
Oh yeah, you were telling me. Yeah.
Yeah. She even put like a little soundpost in there.
Yeah.
Right.
They didn't play at all, but she even had a soundpost like inside. You had to look in there and everything.
That's great.
She's trying.
Yeah.
She got them close.
We sold a lot of stuff. You know, I've still got a lot of stuff made. I don't know what to do with it, probably. I don't know. I tried to work out there after she got to where she couldn't, but it just wasn't no fun. I just quit.
Yeah.
And I sold most everything, woodworking stuff, to my doctor. He wanted to buy it. So he came down, looked at it, and bought it.
Huh.
Of course, he's my cousin anyway. My doctor's my cousin. Didn't know that. At first, but anyway, I don't know what else to tell y'all. My sister, who lived on 6th Street, I was always kind of cutting up with her, you know, and she was always I had a good sister. All my brothers and sisters were good. And anyway, I'd scare her, she'd faint. And Mom would get on to me, so we didn't have a car. You know. She'd walk from town, and there was a fence. There was a vacant lot because my dad always had a garden. There was a vacant lot beside our house, north towards town. There was a fence further than the house. Well, I seen her coming walking down, so I hid behind that fence, and I hollered, "Boo!" She just fainted. See? Mama got on me again. Well, one day she went to the toilet the way I done. Weeds was tall, you know, had a trail. So I done that again. My mom said, "Son, if you ever do that again, I don't know what I'm going to do to you. Quit scaring your sister." I never did do it again. But I had a bicycle, and the street out in front wasn't there, some kind of payment. And I was coming up in front of the house, and I stood up on the seat. I let it get too low, and it done something and fell and knocked me out. And here come, now I don't know this, what people told me. They said my dog came running out there. People were coming out there to him. The dog wouldn't let them come up close to me. So they had to go get Mama for her to come out there. So they got me. The doctor was just 3 blocks up the street. So I don't know. They took me up there, and I came through. I can't remember when or why, but I made it all out. So I done silly things. Did y'all ever do anything silly?
Yeah. One time, me and Davith, my brother,
Yeah.
when we were living in Denver, we were just throwing rocks at the house and at the car, and the
Yeah.
car was in a garage. The garage open, and we were just having fun throwing rocks at it. We just kept throwing more rocks, and then eventually we broke out the back window of the car.
Oh.
So we went running down the block, and we just had to come back anyway
Yeah.
to get in trouble.
Yeah, you know, I lived in,
Pretty good.
I was 17 years old before we moved from that place on 6th Street up on North 8th Street, finally. And this house, believe me, had an indoor bathroom and running water. I thought I'd done died and went to heaven. Hey, that makes a difference. You live that many years where you don't have running water and have an outdoor bathroom and get one. That's, oh man. But that's the way it was then, them days, you know. And when I lived on 6th Street, the house next door, our house was pretty nice, but we just didn't have running water. We didn't have an indoor bathroom.
Yeah.
But the people next door, he was the superintendent of the, or boss or something of the Coca-Cola bottling company. And had a little boy my age, colored boy, black, they were black people. And so this black kid and me, we went to school, and we got to playing with each other. And we'd go over and he said, come on, go with me. I remember the first time. Went in the back door of his house, and it was kind of what do you call a room just in the back of a house? Just a room, you know, just a big room. Anyway, it had 2 or 3 big Coca-Cola ice deals there, full of Cokes, little Cokes. That's all you could buy them. That's all they had, them little 12 ounce or whatever. That's all the kind of Cokes they had them days. And so he'd get us a Coke out of there. I don't know how many Cokes I used to drink. We used to drink a lot of Cokes back then. And he said, this fall out with my mom and daddy. And so his mama came out of there and once he said, yes, it is. Said, y'all drink all the Cokes you want. So we did. And I had two guys who was in my grade, lived across the street in front, was twins. And his mom and dad, they was on the Ford company or something. Anyway, my dad smoked, and he had one of these little rollers, roll up cigarettes.
Yeah.
And he'd have me to roll up cigarettes for him. And so I did one time, and Harold and Carol Foxhall was her name. So I got 2 or 3 cigarettes out, and I had no haunted house about 2 blocks over. 2-story house. They say it's haunted. I don't believe in haunted houses. But anyway, we go up there and go up in stairs, and we smoke them cigarettes. How stupid. Anyway, we done funny things, but
Yeah, that's pretty good.
you know, we done things that a lot of kids done probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I lived in that house till we moved up on 8th Street. Harold and Carol Hartsville.
So we just filmed our whole short film. We filmed in Ed Brownfield's garage. That building.
The what?
That building, that big building you were talking to us about.
Yeah.
On Ed Brownfield's property.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother owns it now.
That big building, yeah.
Where was it?
You want me to take y'all out there and show you sometime? But we'll.
Maybe.
I'll tell you, let me tell you. You go out, like going out to the gas plant out there. You turn there, and you make a big curve going this way. Well, right between this curve and you go a long ways and make another curve. It was between those two curves on this side of the road. That's where they put it. It was brand new. Because they came in there and cleaned that all. They laid the gravel. They did lay the gravel. They set this building, that building right there, same one. They set it there, but they set the pumps in first. 3 big pumps. I mean huge pumps. Now huge. And they put I don't know anyway. And so that's as far as they went. My crew had to lay all the lines from these pumps to, let's see, probably, well, three different wells that they made these wells out of. What you do, they pump that water down these wells, and then that pushes the oil up to the other wells. See?
Right.
So anyway, we had to lay all those lines in there inside that building and out of the building into these wells. These wells, some of them long ways. So we had to, let's see, I don't know. They were pretty long. They were high pressure. They were like 10,000 pounds. I mean, a lot of pressure on them. A lot of pressure on those lines. See, they called them, I wish I could remember good. I can't remember like I used to. It's called a plant. What is it? Tell me.
Like a booster plant?
No, that's what?
Like a booster plant?
No. Golly bum, it's right on in my tongue. But anyway, my crew built 3 of those. That one and one on, that was on the Saunders, and another was on the Keys. And then we went out there and built one south of Bower City, over on the west side of the highway, after you turn like going up east or south. We built 3 of those plants for Texaco.
And then they just stopped using them.
Yeah, after so many years they quit. They used them for a long time though.
And then,
oh yeah, they used them for a lot of years. But they don't use them anymore, I don't think.
And then so Ed Brownfield acquired that building.
After they quit using, he bought it.
And then he moved it to his property, the whole building.
Yeah.
That's a big old building.
He done the mechanic work in it and stuff.
He cut it up, I guess.
I guess. No, I don't.
Like that's a huge.
I don't know how he moved it.
Yeah.
Does it look like it's been cut?
I haven't really looked that.
Look
close.
at it and see.
It's pretty shabby, but it's strong.
Yeah, but it's pretty long.
It's strong. It's I-beams.
Yeah, it's pretty long. Had to have 3 pumps in it.
Mm-hmm. There's still dials on the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
And then you have to cut a coat each line. You cut coat one for oil, water. Let's see. I don't know, water. It's been so long ago. It was whatever the line was, we had to coat them.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, we built 3 of those plants. And I don't know why they had us, but my crew done it. And that was Texaco.
All right, I have an off-subject question. Well, a little off-subject. My grandpa Armstrong played harmonica, was it? Who played harmonica in my family?
Let me see. I have to think about that now. I can't even remember that.
Somebody was a harmonica player, and I think it was my great-grandfather.
Must have been. I can't remember for sure.
What was his name?
It's been a long time
Harold?
ago. What?
Harold?
I can't remember.
What was his name either?
I can't remember. Yeah, Helen had them. She had a big family.
Yeah.
You know. Her folks were really nice. It was nice. I always liked them. Her sisters were nice. Her sisters' husbands was nice. Her, let's see, yeah. Her daddy was a gunsmith. I mean, he could build anything. If he needed a screw for a gun, you couldn't buy it. He'd go out in his shop and make one. He would. And he fixed guns for police from every town around. They'd bring guns to him to repair and fix. But he was a bus mechanic for 40 years. 12 ways bus mechanic. That's what he done.
Did he rebuild a Model T or something like that?
Yeah.
He entered it in car shows?
Yeah, I helped him do that. You know, this is unreal. While I was still working, I was still brass about him. Well, he went somewhere, I don't know, out in the country and got no Model A and was going to fix it up. Well, Texaco called me one time said, Wendell, there's a leak on the line out east of Leafors. And it's going down in a valley, a ditch or something. Said, can you go pick my phone? So it was right out west of town, east of town. It was east of town. Yeah, it was a big gully, what it was. And this Model A was down there. This old Model A's been thrown down there. And I said, man, I wonder if fellas' dad'd like to have that. So I went and got Bobby and looked at it. So we loaded that thing up and put it on the trailer and took it up there to see if he wanted it. He walked out and seen that. He said, that was my Model A. And it was the one that he had before. See?
And it had bullet holes in it and everything.
Yeah, and you know what? I'd go up on weekends and help him fix that. Now he redone it. And when he got through, him and his mom both, her mom both worked on something. And that man, it had to be perfect. It wasn't no good. I don't care. It had to be perfect. But you could just see tears roll in his eyes when he sees that. He did. I'm not lying. It was so odd. Now, how in the world would that have happened, I reckon? Why would that have ever happened?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd go up on weekends and help him sand it down, sand the fenders all. Man, and if it wasn't right, boy, he'd keep on. But when he got it built, or him and her got it built, it looked like it just came off the showroom floor. Exactly, everything was exactly like it was when it was new.
See, I thought he was the harmonica player, too.
Yeah, he's the one that played the harmonica.
And he also was a sailor.
Yeah.
He was into sailing? Because we have a picture of him with in front of a sailboat wheel. Like
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think he played the guitar, maybe. Did he play a guitar?
I heard a guitar, I heard a harmonica.
Oh, like something else, I thought.
And
anyway,
yeah.
maybe one of the girl did, I don't know.
Well, I heard that he played harmonica really good.
Yeah, he did.
Even Robert was like a little kid.
Yeah, he played the harmonica.
Actually really good.
But he was a gunsmith.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's how. And you know, when she moved to Leafors, you know how much and you know they drove that young lady to shows, and they won first place. Oh, how many times? They didn't haul it. And when they lived right over here, somewhere, this guy from Oklahoma, she had run ads in the paper. You know how much she sold that for? $5,000. I was there the day that he bought it. $5,000. What they sold that Model A for. I was standing right there, and He called this guy. He called his friend in Oklahoma somewhere, and he told him to go ahead and buy it. So he paid her the cash right there, and bought it and drove it off.
That did you give? Josh has that '68 Chevy, right? Right, your old green one.
Yeah,
Did you give that to Josh?
I can't remember. I've had so many cars.
It'd be cool to get some pictures of that thing if it's still around.
Yeah.
Is it in town or did he take it somewhere?
I don't know. That's been so long ago.
I've got a picture of me in the bed of that truck, just surrounded by watermelons.
Oh, that's when.
And my face is covered with watermelon.
Hey, you was a baby. You was the baby back then.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. This ad was in the paper. Bring your trucks and get all the watermelon. Get all the watermelon you want down by Wellington. So I called him one day. I said, "Thanks, you want to go get some watermelon? They're all free. Shoot you out." So I went somewhere and got some hay and put in that old pickup I had. Well, I can't remember which one it was now. Might be that
I
68.
think it was the green one.
Green pickup, yeah. And so it was, let's see, it was, yeah, there was a man, oh, it was, who was it? Dadgummit, we forget things. Anyway, there was three of us. It was, well, I can't, anyway, he was a husband to, he was family. Hey, anyway, us three went to Wellington, and we loaded that pickup down with watermelon. I mean, good big watermelon. And we laid them out there where the shop is now, where that tree is. It was long about in that area somewhere. Just piled them up, and had Timmy go out there. He was playing in them and everything. We took a picture of him. And that's when we built a shop right after that. And guess what? A little baby, I built him a swing to put in the shop parties up and hang up while we worked, didn't I?
I don't remember. That was before I could think.
Yeah, you was a baby.
Yeah, but I did spend some time in the shop,
Yeah.
when we moved back when I was like 12.
Yeah. Yeah, we hung out up and he sat in it while we were working.
Yeah, I was born in shop.
Yeah. On watermelons.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Yeah,
God.
I could still suck through watermelons like
Yeah.
water.
Did you remember any of those watermelons?
It's good. Should bring that back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. Throw them turkeys off the top of there and they Gobble, 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 gobble. People be chasing turkeys.
Yeah. Tell Tim that. Tell Tim what you just said.
Yeah. When I worked at a grocery store, Thanksgiving was they'd buy about 10 or 12 turkeys. Not the biggest ones, but and pretty big. And I'd get up on top of the porch part before, where you go in the door. It had a nice big porch. And I'd get up there with them turkeys and I'd throw one off. They'd be a lot of people out there. They knew what it is. They'd be there ready. I'd throw this turkey off. They'd catch it, chase it and catch it. Then I'd throw another one off. They'd do the same thing.
Like a wedding bouquet or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
throw turkeys off.
Turkeys out of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Do you, so you listened to, when you were growing up, your main entertainment was radio. The family sitting around the radio, right? Did you have radio? Like early on in your life?
I had a radio. Probably had a radio. Yeah, I had radio.
Did you ever listen to, like Buck Rogers? Not Buck Rogers.
Yeah, Underground Old Opera.
No, I'm thinking of,
Buck Rogers.
you know the old radio shows?
Yeah, let me think of some. I still watch some of them. I get them on TV.
Yeah.
One I watched back when I was a
Like the Green Hornet?
well,
Or Roy Rogers type of radio?
Yeah.
Gene Autry?
I used to watch Roy Rod and Gene Autry all the time. And Hoot Gibson, he was one I liked. And see, there's 4 or 5 of those out. Yeah, I watched Roy Rod and Gene Autry all the time. I've got a gun, a Gene Autry gun.
Yeah.
To
Says
Gene
his
Autry.
name on the butt of it. I think I've seen that.
Yeah, I watched those.
John Wayne.
Yeah. I watched a long time before John Wayne came on.
Did you know Bob Wills was just 2 hours from here? Bob Wills and Texas Playboys?
No? Where they at?
He grew up 2 hours from here over in Turkey.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Turkey, yeah. I remember that, yeah.
Gareth and me read
Yeah, I
a
remember.
book.
Oh, yeah, Bob Wills, yeah. Yeah, that's where he grew up.
Gareth and me read a book written by Bob
Yeah.
Wills' piano player, and it sounds a lot like the same stories you're telling us about how, the only entertainment was,
Yeah.
dance or whatever at the weekend, you had to save up your quarter to go to the dance.
Yeah, yeah. I remember. I knew he did that. A lot of people from here went over there. I never did, but we should have. Old Papa Duck did.
Yeah.
He went over every year.
Yeah. Tell us about him for a minute. Like your
Papa
friendship.
Duck?
Yeah, describe your friendship with him over like 40
Well,
years.
when I went to work for this oil company out west of town, Papa Duck worked out there. That's when, I was working for Pee Wee Romines. That's when I was pushing the gang. But Royce G was the superintendent out there for this oil company, and so they transferred him to Oklahoma City. So then they hired me to take his place. But when I first was doing
Was it in JC or something like that? Or
something like that, yeah, they still play at the senior citizens
really?
on Thursday nights.
Well, one of these days we're gonna have to.
Y'all go down there and listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to.
It's every other Thursday, right?
No, it's every Thursday, as far as I know.
Every
Used to
single
be
Thursday.
every Thursday night. I think about 6.
Yeah.
They pay for a couple hours.
Yeah.
I used to go down every week.
Yeah,
They don't have very many show up.
there used to be a. Sounds like there used to be a little more music around here.
Yeah, used to be.
Yeah, people would show up for that.
Mm.
There used to be a band, like a school band, right?
Yeah.
They used to have a full.
Oh yeah, school used to have a big band when I moved here. OC played something in the band. Then he played football too. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, they had a big band here when we moved here. Hey, that school, it was a big school. We had a lot of kids in school here. They'd be probably 20 kids in the band. That whole east side, my whole house, I hope be full of a band of kids. Yeah, for a long time, Leesville was a big place when I moved there. It was big. Of course, had dirt roads. I mean, it was dirt roads from here to Bower City. When we lived out of Bower City, it was dirt roads. And it was dirt roads from here to Pebble. I lived here before they ever got it paid. And then they changed it. It used to go under the overpass where the train run. So that's where it used to go, the highway. That's where it used to go.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that highway going to Pampa,
Yeah.
but with trains going over.
Yeah.
Right.
So we used to have a train run once a week. There was a young lady that got killed with that train. She was coming from town, and the train was going back this way, and she was going to try to outrun it. And she didn't make it. She turned right in front of it. Why does people do that? Young lady. That train, I don't understand why. I never did understand it really. But it ran once a week. But the last time it run, it was winter. And snow was deep. And it derailed.